Are you ready? Stand by.
Hi, I'm Doug Caney, professional shooter for over 30 years, and today I want to talk to you about Steel Challenge and one of the stages, Outer Limits. I want to kind of give you the overview and kind of my technique or strategy on how I approach Outer Limits. So Outer Limits is the only stage really in Steel Challenge where you have movement. So for a right-handed shooter, you're going to start in the left box, you're going to shoot target 1 and 2, you're going to then move to the middle box and shoot target 3, 4, and then the stop plate. So for me, the whole strategy here is going to be a little different. I'm going to set my natural point of aim, all right, which natural point of aim is you close your eyes, I'll bring my hands up, I'm going to be in what I call the surrender or start position. Pretend I draw the gun, I'm going to point my hands. Wherever my natural point of aim is, I'm going to set that up for target number 1, for my draw target. Once I establish that, it's going to be draw to the first target, bang, and go right to the second target. They're relatively close in proximity. Distance, they're 20 yards and 35 yards, but as far as lateral movement, they're very close. As soon as I fire and get good feedback on target number 2, I'm automatically going to break my stance down slightly. I'm going to explode out of the box. It's going to be kind of a quick move as best I can into the second box. I'm going to step in with my right foot and quickly bring the left foot in the box. As soon as my foot starts to come into that box, I'm going to be set up on target number 3. As I stabilize myself, I'm going to fire at target number 3, which is the round plate. Come on to the 18 by 24, target number 4, and then finish up again on the stop plate. So where do you start with your foot position? So what I like to do in box number 1, the start box, is I'm going to put my right foot right on the top of the box. So the rules are you can't touch the ground on the outside of the box, so you can be on the top. And that's pretty much what a lot of the top shooters do. That's where my index foot, I'll call it, my right foot, is going to be right on the top of the box. That way, I'm in the same position to start every time. And where does that make sense? Well, it makes sense on your footwork and the amount of steps you're going to need to get into the box number 2. If you vary your position in the first box, your footwork is going to be different every single time as you move into the second box. And I've seen that, and that's one of the biggest things that slows people down, is they're not consistent on their start position where their feet are in box number 1, and then they're doing the foot shuffle as they get into box number 2, and they lose lots of time there. I've seen people lose up to half a second on that move, and that's just terrible on a stage. If, you know, for a normal shooter, if it's 5 or 6 second string, you add half a second, that's, you know, 10%. So it's a huge detraction from your time. So again, once I start in that first box, my foot is going to be on the right side, right on top. I'm going to move out into it. My right foot's going to step into that box. My left foot's going to trail. As I step in, I'm going to be set up on target number 3 as I get in, that round plate. I'm going to hit that, immediately go to target 4, and finish on the stop plate. I try to stay at the level. As I step in, I'm going to come in a little bit low. I try to stay at that level. Sometimes I find myself creeping up, and when that happens is when I'll typically miss, because you don't want your body moving while you're shooting. You want to be stepping in, easing into that box, easing into your shooting stance, and be stabilized as you fire that first shot in the second box on target number 3. I'm Doug Koenig for Davidson's Gallery of Guns, and I hope to see you on the range.
You are finished. Unload and show clear. If clear, hammer down.